Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday night, and you know what that means. That means it is time for the Sunday Night League. That is right, we are back, and for a season finale. We are here for round 6 of our endurance season. We're here at this beautiful circuit, Interlagos, in between two lakes in São Paulo, Brazil. One of the shortest tracks on the F1 calendar, one of the shortest tracks on this season's SNL calendar. We've got some long tracks on this calendar. We also have had some short ones. Austria, for example, incredibly short, which we went to immediately after the very long Le Mans. So with all of that in mind, I would say it's about time to get going with the grid for this race. Let me just pull up the standings so I don't forget to do that. There we go. Okay. Let's get going with this race. Here is the grid. First up on pole position, it is Edgar, our new champion in Group 1 following the Austrian Grand Prix, or not Grand Prix, the, 12 hours of Styria even, actually, at the Red Bull Ring, of course. Edgar took home second. Tammo took victory, but it wasn't enough to stop Edgar, who takes the championship in Group 1. He usurps that title from Bunnies. So, Season 1, it was Bunnies. Season 2, it's Edgar, your Group 1 champion, and a big congratulations to him on that. He won it last time out in Austria, but there's still a race to go, and it's all to play for further down in the championship. Second on the grid is Tammo, winner last time out and winner in round 2. Tammo will be looking to get another podium added to the tally. Edgar has only finished first and second thus far in this season. Tammo has 2 non-podium finishes, but he'll look to make it 4 podiums in the season. Next up, it's the Isotta Fraschini liveried Slender Fella stepping in for Tiny Terror. So that is Eiffel 65 with Slender Fella instead of Tiny Terror. Number 21 in the Isotta Fraschini. Third on the grid for him. Fourth on the grid, it's a welcome return for Ajax, who of course missed out on the 12 hours of Styria. Kaiser stepped into his car on that occasion. Kaiser was supposed to step in for, well, actually, we'll get into that later, actually. Ajax, though, qualifies fourth on the grid in that very Italian-looking Lamborghini. Fifth on the grid in Group 1 goes to Ragimus in his Audi liveried Stiff Shifters team car. Number 84 going from 5th on the grid. 6th on the grid, last of the Group 1s it seems, is Spekmir. Spekmir in his Rebellion liveried car. Of course, stepped in mid-season for Lynchimus Prime, who was no longer able to race. Spekmir steps in, though, has taken his spot, and has been driving very, very well since his very welcomed return to SNL. On to the Group 3 field. There is no decided champion just yet in Group 3. We'll get into the standings in a bit, but there is no decided champion in Group 3 yet. That is something that is important to note at this time. But Wendigo, however, is of course on pole. So Wendigo, a perfect qualifying record this season. Not a perfect race record, though. He has had a disconnect in round 2, and he has failed to win in Le Mans when he was beaten by Ben. But he qualifies on pole for this round, and second place. in qualifying is bunnies in that Hello Kitty livery. Subaru. Bunnies. Going from second on the grid in his Subaru with the Hello Kitty livery. All of those Hello Kitties. How many Hello Kitties are there on there? 5, 6, 7. Are there any on the back? No, just, okay, there are 7 Hello Kitties on that car. It's a lot of Hello Kitties. He qualifies second on the grid for Brazil, of course, our reigning Group 1 champion. Third on the grid is Aloe. Aloe, from third on the grid, will be looking to bring himself another podium for this season. Bondimus, fourth on the grid, number 32, the Stiff Shifters team car. Ferrari 458, of course, for him. Fifth on the grid, the reigning Group 3 champion, and still in with a chance at the title, still in with a chance of making it 2 for 2, is Ben. It's going to be a tricky one. He's 12 points behind the championship leader, but Ben could do it. Ben goes from 5th on the grid. 6th on the grid, you'll notice that this is not number 4, it's not Pat, it's number 16, and if you know the history of SNL, you will know who number 16 is. It's none other than Matt Psycho, rejoining the league. There is his name there, Matt Psycho 16. That is his username. It's Matt Psycho, the multiple-time SNL champion in Porsche Cup, champion in Formula X, multiple, possibly 3-time champion in GTE. This guy wins wherever he goes, and he is back in SNL, finally now. Welcome back, Matt Psycho. He goes from 6th on the grid for his return race. 7th on the grid is Sutkus. Sutkus of the Enduro Max team has had quite a consistent season, finishing 6th with a lot of consistency. He's finished 6th 4 times out of the 5 races thus far. Sutkus having mega consistency, and as they say, consistency is key. Can he get 6th again today, or can he even beat that? And the straggler at the back, the lone straggler, is Gasman, number 89, unable to participate in qualifying due to an internet failure. But he's on the grid now anyways, and he will have to make his way through the Group 3s, but that should be a not too hard task. He's got a couple of long straights in front of him. Interlagos, a very famous circuit. Everybody knows it. Not literally everybody, but a lot of people know it. If you know racing, usually you know this circuit. You've got the twisty second sector through here, corners like this one where Hamilton wiped out Albon towards the end of the 2019 F1 Grand Prix here. You got corners way down there is turn 4. You can see there Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton nearly coming to blows at that corner in 2021. Is that Glock an iconic moment down at Junsao there, the last proper corner on the track? Is that Glock? It is. Lewis Hamilton going on to win the 2008 F1 Championship with that moment. A lot of iconic and important corners around this track, a historic track, and SNL comes here for their season finale. Who can it be? Well, let's find out. In Group 1, we already know Edgar has taken the championship. Again, a large congratulations to him. He leads Tamo by 16 points. So Tamo unable to catch up even if he wins, and Edgar does not finish. Edgar, 66 points going into this round, will look to take more coming out of it. 50 points for Tamo in second. He is 16 points back from Edgar. He is also 10 points ahead of Gasman, who is on 40 points. So Gasman could beat Tamo to second in the championship. it would be Gasman's second season in a row coming third in the championship if he fails to catch Tamo. However, 6 points back from him is Ajax, so he'd better make sure he stays ahead of Ajax if he wants to repeat that feat. Of course, Ajax, runner-up last time out in Group 1, was second in almost every race that season, with the exception of round 2 when Gasman was second. But that was season 1. Ajax now sits fourth in the championship with 34 points, 10 points back from him on... I think there's a mistake in these standings. I'm going to guess that Ragemus Prime is on 24 points. Not... No, actually, Ragemus Prime might be on 44... What is going on here with these standings? Come on, I can do the mental math of this. 16... 31... 40... Oh, wow, okay. So I think Ragemus genuinely is on 44 points despite being displayed as 5th in the championship. So in which case, Ragemus should be sitting 3rd in the championship at the moment. If you are watching this, Gasman, I'd love some clarification on where the standings actually are coming into this round, because I am a little bit confused by this. But possibly Ragemus Prime on 44 points, which would put him 3rd in the championship, 4 points ahead of Gasman. 6th in the championship is Tiny Terror, who sits on 23 points. Tiny Terror in the Isota Frashini livery car. He will not be gaining any points today as he is not racing. We have Slenderfella in his place. Rob on drums, 7th in the championship on 22 points. Should he score 1 point, Rob on drums isn't here either. So he's not going to score 1 point. Kaiser was supposed to step into him, in for him. Unfortunately, due to some last-minute complications, Kaiser unable to take that seat in the Shell racing car, and Rob on drums also unable to drive today. So Wendigo will be teammateless for today. Speckmere sits 8th in the championship on 14 points. Kaiser in 9th in the championship on 6 points, and Lynchimus Prime in 10th in the championship on 2 points. That is, of course, your Group 1 field. Group 3, on the other hand, Wendigo leads the way by 4 points over Climicision. The tricky bit of this is that Wendigo is here. Climicision isn't. So Climicision, unable to make the race today, unfortunately, sits 4 points off the back of Wendigo going into this race, and that is effectively guaranteed to grow. So Climicision led the championship until Austria, but leads the championship no more and has been unable to show up to this race. So Wendigo's sole competition for the championship in this round is Ben. Ben sits 12 points off of Wendigo on 47 points, 8 points off of Climicision, who is on 55 points. 4 points ahead of him, of course, is Wendigo. But Ben sits 12 points back on Wendigo, so he's going to need a really bad round from Wendigo and a win from Ben to realistically be... and a win from Ben, for Ben to be winning this championship. So it's going to be a tough one for Ben, but he could defend his title. He could make it 2 in a row. Aloy sits 4th in the championship on 36 points. He is 11 points back from Ben. Bunny's behind him in 5th on 30 points. That's 6 points back for him. 4 points back from him is Bondmus on in 6th place on 26 points. Sutkus in 7th on 17 points. 13 points back from Bondmus, of course. Slenderfella will now be entered into both the Group 1 and the Group 3 standings. He's earned himself 12 Group 3 points, though, putting him 8th in the championship, and Pat on 5 points. in 9th in the championship, but of course Matt Psycho will be adding his name to the championship table today. Okay, I know you're all rearing to get going with this race, so we'll go through the team standings just quickly before we go. Toyota Gazoo, Edgar, and Clinicision have won the team's championship. They sit 34 points ahead of Velocity Racing. This is an insurmountable gap. As such, Toyota Gazoo are your team's champions. Congratulations again to Edgar, and congratulations to Clinicision as well. Velocity Racing sits second in the championship. Well, I should say Toyota Gazoo is on 121 points. Velocity Racing on 87 points. That's Gasman and Ben. Shell Racing is 17 points behind them on 70 points. That's Rob and Wendigo. Blues Brothers is tied with them on 70 points. That's Ajax and Bunnies, as well as Kaiser for 1 round. He stepped in for Ajax in Austria. Enduromax sits 5th in the championship on 67 points, so they sit 3 points behind their 2 closest rivals. That's Tamo and Sutkus. Stiff Shifters, Ragemus and Bondimus sit on 55 points together. They are 12 points back from Enduromax. The Darkest Horses, that's Lynchmus Prime, Specmere, and Aloe. Of course, Specmere stepping in for Lynchmus Prime halfway through the season. 52 points for them. That's 3 points back from Stiff Shifters. And Eiffel 65, Tiny Terror and Pat, with Slenderfella stepping in for a couple of rounds in both Group 1 and Group 3, and Matt Psycho will be stepping in for this round as well, of course. 40 points for Eiffel 65. They are 12 points back from the Darkest Horses. All right, there you have it. That is our standings. And now we can finally get our season finale underway. Who will it be coming out on top? Will it be Edgar, the champion already? Will Tamo do it? Can Gasman do a last to first? Slenderfella qualified 3rd. He's in a good position. Whoa! What? Wow, Edgar is far ahead. So I think there's been a bit of a glitch. The lights are out, but Edgar is dominant already. Tamo has gotten quite far ahead as well. Slenderfella and Ajax side by side now through the Senna S's. Ajax looking for an opportunity to get ahead of Slenderfella, and it's going to be Ragemus Prime putting a lot of pressure on Ajax here. Oh, he can't quite get through. He tries his best, but it does not quite work out. That's Slenderfella going wide at turn 4, and that's Ajax and Ragemus both able to make up the position on him there. Specmere behind Slenderfella. Here come the Group 3s, and Gasman trying to make his way through them, goes off track to weave around Aloe and Bunnies, who are side by side into turns 6 and 7. Bunnies through ahead of Aloe. Now Gasman goes down the inside of Wendigo. It looks like perhaps there's even a bit of contact there. And Gasman now through ahead of Wendigo. He should be. No, he's not quite. Wendigo and Gasman bumping doors a bit there. Gasman goes down the inside of Wendigo, goes wide, Wendigo's through, Bunnies is almost through even. Bunnies almost makes the position on Gasman, and Gasman, having a disaster of a time, is now stuck behind Wendigo, and down the long straight, he should shoot away from these Group 3s, and he will be ever glad to do so. He is on hards, in fairness to him, compared to mediums for the Group 3 drivers. The first 4 Group 3 drivers, Ben on hards, Matt on mediums, Sutkus on hards as well. So Matt looks to be putting some pressure on Ben. He's a little bit further back than I thought, but continues on his way. Sutkus, last but not least as it stands in this race. A big snap of oversteer for him, but he saves it very nicely. And Edgar, taking full advantage of seeming to get a bit of a head start here, is absolutely flying away from the pack. He is on pace. He's ahead of Tamo, who's trying to put some pressure on him. But Tamo, a little ways back. Ajax looking to pressure Tamo. It's hards for the top two drivers, mediums for Ajax, mediums for Ragemus, hards for Slenderfella, hards for Speckmere, and hards, of course, for Gaslin, as we discovered earlier on when he was struggling to get through on the Group 3s. But he is well clear of that field now, and his job now, in that Acura-liveried Velocity racing car, is to try and catch up to Speckmere, Slenderfella, Ragemus, Ajax, Tamo, and Edgar. So Edgar managing those Senna S's very nicely indeed, as Tamo trailing? I don't know. Either way, Tamo sits somewhere behind him on hards. He won't be in slipstream range from that distance away. It's the fastest lap of the race for Ajax at this stage. Of course, only one full flying lap completed, so it doesn't mean a huge amount. But still, it is a good indication of early pace. How far ahead was... Well, actually, to be fair, he was, what is that, 7/10 ahead of Tamo's lap, and even further ahead of Edgar's lap. So the first of the medium runners is setting the pace as it stands, as the Group 1s all navigate this series of twisty corners. In Group 3, it's Wendigo trying to pull away from Bunnies, Aloe trying to stick to the back of these two. These two fought for the GTE championship in Group 3 machinery. They were both in the Ferrari 296 on that occasion, but you'll see here they are in very different cars. The Lamborghini Huracan for Wendigo, the Subaru BRZ for Bunnies, and they are absolutely... They put on a show for us in GTE, and they're looking to do the same here as Matt Psycho goes around the outside of Bondimus. Or perhaps that was Bondimus trying to go down the inside of him. Either way, Matt Psycho finds himself ahead of the other Ferrari and up into 4th in class in this race. But it's going to be Bondimus using the slipstream, who comes back alongside Matt Psycho. Can he pull off the move around the outside of turn 1? It's going to be a bold one for Bondimus if he can pull it off. He cannot on this occasion, but could it be a switchback through turns 2 and 3? He switches to the outside of turn 3. Through the Senna S as they go. It's Matt and Bondimus battling it out in the 296s. Both of them using this Ferrari to its maximum. Matt Psycho defends to the inside at turn 4, is able to hold on to the position for now, but Bondimus is not giving it up. The switchback is powerful, and Bondimus is looking to use it to his advantage, but he'll be on the outside for turns 6 and 7. He runs out wide, nearly onto the grass, holds it together, but he does drop behind Matt Psycho, who puts on a defensive masterclass here on lap 4 to hold on to that 4th place position. Aloe ahead trying to go put pressure on Bunnies. Bunnies just trying to stick with Wendigo, but Wendigo's pace is very difficult to match. A 33.2 last time out compared to a 33.7 for Bunnies. Wendigo is pulling away, and he's making himself a very, very clear championship favorite at this stage in the race. Bunnies trying to chase him down. Aloe can see him. He's got his sights set on him. Matt Psycho behind is still able to see Aloe up ahead. We go on board with him. You can see Aloe turn into the corner there. Look back, make sure Bondimus isn't challenging us just yet, and he's not. But Bondimus does have that slipstream. As we look back from Matt's car, we can see Bondimus right there. You can see him closing in the slipstream. That might have been a better exit, but the slipstream is proving powerful, and Bondimus looks to the inside. Can Bondimus pull it off? No, he thinks better of it. He does not try to dive Matt at this point in the race. That would be an unwise decision, he thinks. He doesn't go for it. Bondimus to the outside now. Through turn 6, can he pull it off? We saw them side by side here last time out. Last lap, I should say. Goes a bit better for Bondimus this time than it did last time, but he still does not pull off the move on Matt just yet. The two Ferraris providing some very good entertainment for us at this stage in the race. Bondimus right behind Matt, closes in through turn 10, or no, 11, through turn 12 now, into Junsao. I think this is turn 13. I should really pull up a track map so I can double check that. Bondimus in the slipstream of Matt though. No more proper corners to go, and a great angle there where you could see some of the Group 1s down below, and the battle between the Ferraris up above. It's going to be Bondimus on the outside. Matt loves the inside in this battle, but Bondimus, he can make the move around the outside if he's got the guts, and he does. What a move! Round the outside he goes. Matt goes for a switchback at turn 2, but there's nothing he can do about it. And what a move from Bondimus Prime. Stiff shifters. You can see his name on the side of his car. And it gives him the power to make that move. Through turn 4 we go, but Bondimus is wide. He holds it together. Very well done from him to hold it together there. Matt Psycho is going to sit in his slipstream now. We'll go inside Matt's car. Designed by Pat, of course. That is who he is standing in for on this occasion. Matt in the slipstream. Not that you really want slipstream around this part of the track. Tighter line from Matt through there than for Bondimus. Could Bondimus be under pressure out of the final proper corner? Could he even be under pressure into it? Matt doesn't want to make a move just yet. He'll use the slipstream to his advantage. He'll sit behind for now. He'll bide his time. But when the time is right, Matt Psycho will strike, and I suspect that'll be into turn 1 on this occasion. In the slipstream, can Bondimus pull away? Matt has more fuel in the tank than Bondimus, and his tires are looking a little bit better. Can he use that to his advantage? He goes to the outside of turn 1, but Bondimus pulled off the move last time out, defends from it this time around. Oh, but he's got a big snap-up oversteer through turn 2. Can Matt Psycho take advantage of that down towards turn 4? Where is Ben? Ben is a little ways off of this battle now. Sutkus into the pits already. That seems maybe an early stop, but it's hard to say. As Aloe's putting a lot of pressure on Bunnies now, so we could have a second battle here. Aloe to the inside of turn 6, unable to make the move. Bunnies stays ahead for now, but Aloe doesn't look like he's done challenging this. Through the twisty middle sector now, this is the place where that BRZ should excel compared to the other parts of this track. The BRZ does not have good straight line speed. I think the GTR struggles in straight line speed, in particular compared to the Supra, which has immense straight line speed. The GTR, though, I do think struggles a little bit with straight line speed. I think the BRZ struggles even more with straight line speed, though. But it is very nifty through many of the corners. You can get quite an aggressive turn-in with it. The 458 has been used a number of times before in SNL, most recently of which would have been Season 10 of GTE. Did it win the Teams Championship on that occasion? No, I don't think it did, as Edgar laps the two Ferraris now round the outside, but the Ferraris are going to continue to do battle. Matt to the inside. Can he outbrake Bondimus by enough to get the position? There might have been a bit of wheel banging there. Oh, there's more wheel banging there, though. Oh, and Bondimus somehow saves the car. Matt Psycho stays behind for now. I'm not sure if he started to lose the car too, or if he just felt that he needed to wait for Bondimus. But either way, Matt Psycho now sits in the slipstream of Bondimus, who just barely manages to keep that position from Matt. The Group 1s are getting through on this grid now. Ajax putting pressure. Oh, that's Bondimus off in the background, just when I went away from them. What has happened to Bondimus? There it is. So he just brakes a bit late, goes wide, and the AstroTurf flings him off into the wall. He's got damage, he gets going quickly, but that gives both Matt and Ben the position. And I tell you what, I do think that Ben is gaining on Matt. A 35.7 last lap, a 35.6 the lap before, a 35... Ooh, maybe not actually. No, Matt is pulling away. Ben is not gaining. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Matt pulling away from Ben. Speckmere getting through on Ben now. Next Group 1 up will be Slender Fella. Bondimus just trying to manage those curbs. A bit unsettled after that incident, it looks like. Sutkus, on his fresh softs, is going to be banging in some quick laps now. Edgar leads the way. It's Ajax in second now as Tamo pits. So Ajax with a tiny bit more fuel than Edgar. He's got worse tires, but he's also on the mediums compared to the hards, so I suppose that is to be expected. As Ajax gets through on a lowie now, it'll be through on his teammate and brother Bunnies next. There we go, he's through on Bunnies, and he's trying to chase down Edgar. It was a 25.6 last lap and a 25.3 the one before. It was a 27.2 last lap for Edgar and a 24.2 the one before that. So there's a 3-second difference between those lap times. Wow, 24.2. That is a rapid lap on hards. Considering, or I imagine so, considering the lap times Ajax has been setting. The past couple laps are in the 25s. So Edgar now is going to have to try and get past the Group 3 race leader. He does indeed. Oh, no, he does not. Edgar bottles that one off into the grass, gets going again, and Ajax can see that he's got the pace advantage now. He can see that Edgar has gone off. Edgar decides it's time to get rid of these hards. Edgar is into the pits, and Ajax will usurp the lead of the race from Edgar. Ajax leads now. Speckmere stays out as well. Usurps second place. I like the word usurp. It's a good word. Gasman in fourth. Could he make it third? Or will he pit? No, he stays out. He'll make it third. He usurps third from Edgar. Oh no, Edgar comes out of the pits without refueling. So Edgar's going to do a short, soft stint. He will be behind Gasman now, as we are in the cockpit of the car. We'll go to the TV cam in a moment. But there you go. That was Gasman going by, followed by Ben, followed by Edgar. So Ben, of course, a Group 3, but in between them on track. And there goes Edgar past Ben. Now the car in front of him is Gasman. And he will be looking to catch up to Gasman. Fresh softs on a low tank of fuel. Gasman on old hards with just under half a tank of fuel. Edgar, if he's not gaining on Gasman, has really, really messed this one up. There goes Gasman down the inside of Matt. Takes, well, he's not taking a position, but takes track position. There goes Edgar as well. A lap ago, he messed up a lapping attempt at that same corner. Looks like Gasman ran a little bit wide there, perhaps. I think those Bunnies into the pits in Group 3, so these two won't have to worry about lapping him just yet. Edgar on the back of Gasman. He's gained quickly. He's right on the tail of Gasman now. Under the gearbox he goes. It's going to be round the outside of turn 3 if he does it here. That is bold. Doesn't work out. But he's going to be in the slipstream. And could he dive Gasman into turn 4? It would be a bold one if he did. He's smart enough not to do any silly dives like that. Sits behind for the time being. But up through turn 5, up towards turns 6, and then turn 7, round the outside. No, not through 6, and that means he will have to wait until at least turn 8 to make the move. Ooh, but it's tricky to make a move through this twisty middle sector. And this is, all of this is allowing Tamo to catch up to his friend and fellow Lithuanian here. So Tamo being brought back into this race in his Nissan livery. There is a Lowy in an actual Nissan car. Of course, all of the Group 1s are the Toyota GR010. But the Group 3s, the drivers choose their cars as Gasman runs wide through Junsao, and it's going to be Edgar who pulls off the move there, capitalizes on the mistake. Really not into the pits again. No, he is just very far to the left-hand side of the track. Edgar ahead of Gasman now. It's going to be Tamo's turn to try and take advantage of his softs to get ahead of Gasman on his struggling hards. Aloe leads the way in Group 3, as I am now realizing we appear to have lost both Ragemus and Slenderfella in this race. Both of the two of them are gone. Yeah, we've only got 14 people now, so the two of them unfortunately have dropped out of this race. As Tamo on the outside of Gasman pulls off the move, and Gasman runs a bit wide. Those hards not providing much grip for him anymore. Ajax sits in first. He's got quite a bit of fuel still left in the tank. So fuel saving, it seems, for Ajax. His mediums have seen better days, but they look like they've got a little bit of life left in them. Spekmir in second, using those hards very nicely indeed. Has a quarter of his fuel left. A quarter. I don't know. Edgar behind in third. Continues on his way. Really not bothering too much with that white line on the pit entrance. Tamo and Gasman, fourth and fifth. Aloe is going to be coming into the pits now, because if he doesn't, he's made a major mistake. He does indeed pit. Extremely low on fuel for him. Ben will likely follow him in the Supra. Ben having a very quiet race so far. We've not really had the opportunity to discuss him very much. Reigning Group 3 champion. It's not looking good for him to keep that, though. It is looking like Wendigo's championship to win, as he continues on his way on his outlap. Bunnies has dropped quite far behind him now. Bunnies may be under pressure from Aloe when Aloe comes out. Wendigo continues on his way. I mean, of course he does, it's an outlap, but as he begins lap 13, he retakes the lead of the Group 3 category. And the man looking like he's going to cruise to a first championship in SNL, to an endurance championship. The man looking like he'll do that leads the way now. Aloe comes out of the pits now. Where is Bunnies in comparison? Bunnies is going through turn 3. Ajax goes through on him. There's Aloe. Bunnies is going to have to make a move to get past Aloe. There goes Ajax. Ajax, of course, in a Group 1, was always going to fly right past. You can see the brake discs lighting up on Aloe's car as he brakes oh so hard into turn 4. Bunny's behind now in that Hello Kitty livery. And will Hello Kitty give him the power to get ahead of Aloe on the outside of turn 7? On the outside of turn 8? Surely not. That's a bold one. Can he go around the outside? He's on the inside now. He's way up on the curb. On the inside of turn 8, of 9 even, he is unable to make the position up. There's a little bit of contact between the two of them. He's going to continue on his way now through turns 10, 11, and now 12. Big snap of oversteer there. Sliding over the curb, and the flames kicking out of that car. Now he's going to accelerate up the hill, round the outside, out of the final proper corner, on Aloe. Surely, with the wider line, he'll be unable to get Aloe here, you would think. He's going to sit behind. They're side by side, are the two of them, both in Japanese cars. There's Spekmir, who flicks to the inside as these two jump to the outside. And perhaps not the most predictable move from Aloe nor Bunnies. Spekmir managing nicely to get through on them, though. Edgar now is going to have to shift up the inside. That was bold from Edgar. He's going to go for a move on Specmir now. Can Edgar take second in the Group 1 category away from Specmir before Specmir's even pitted? Yes, he can. Into turn 4. Edgar, the Lithuanian, through on Specmir, carves his way through traffic, carves his way through Specmir while he's at it. And now it's going to be Tamo having to negotiate this trio of Group 3s. He's through on Bondimus, now he's through on Bunnies, but he's still got to get a Lowy. Bunnies on the outside, now under pressure from Bondimus behind him. Bondimus on the outside, not able to get any moves done on Bunnies just yet. Tamo finally through on this trio. Will have been a bit scared watching that all unfold, I would think. A Lowy there ahead of Bunnies, who is just barely ahead of Bondimus. This 3, they're nearly 3 wide into the final corner. It's a Lowy from Bunnies from Bondimus, but this is all going to change down the straight when Slipstream kicks in. First, it's going to be Bunnies to the inside of a Lowy. Can he make the move now on the inside line? He should just be able to get it, or will a Lowy's straight line speed be an advantage? Bondimus will have better straight line speed than either of them. They're going to go 3 wide down to turn 1. It's a Lowy. It's Gasman. Bondimus spins out. No, Bondimus. Bondimus is around. What happens to Bondimus? He's on the outside. He sees these two almost side by side. He goes past Bunnies. He goes past a Lowy. Gasman goes through on the outside. He clips the grass under braking. Bunnies sticks it up the inside of a Lowy. We got a very unexpectedly good view of that. But Bondimus goes round. There's contact with Matt. Matt thankfully gets away without damage. Bondimus not so lucky. And we'll go back to look at this move as well. If we look back, we can see Gasman there. Gasman's going to be terrified watching this. Flings himself all the way to the outside. Bunnies breaks late, weaves around a Lowy to the inside, keeps himself on the curb. Gasman misses turns 1 and 2, and now Bunny's almost getting past Gasman. But he pulls off a move to the inside of a Lowy with the late braking, and he is up into second in class. Wendigo's having such a boring race. Wendigo's got to stop dominating like this so he can get in on some of the action, because Bunnies, a Lowy, and Bondimus giving us one heck of a show there. And Matt Psycho now enters the conversation. He's not too close to a Lowy yet. I did just say 3 times in one sentence. That was a bit of a tongue twister in a way, but Matt Psycho ahead of Bondimus now, following that spin for Bondimus. Bondimus will be very disappointed with that, but he sits now behind Matt, ahead though of Ben. So Ben's still having a bit of a lonely race here. He's not real. Oh, what's happened here? Bondimus has been reset, possibly? What happened to Bondimus? It looks like he almost got reset. We'll go on board with Bondimus. He's navigating this sector. He spins around, almost saves the car, not quite, onto the off-road, and gets reset by the game, so that's unfortunate for him there, as Ben is also going to go on the grass. He's going to go wide, manages to avoid the walls, back on track now, and Ben can get going. Bondimus and Ben, the two B names on this grid, both struggling. Sutkus behind. Ajax. Has Ajax pitted yet? I don't think Ajax has pitted yet. So Ajax going for an extremely long first stint. He's getting a bit low on fuel. He's getting very low on tires. His front, or his rear left even, being the only one that still looks in remotely decent shape. Gasman on the hards also has not yet pitted, but he looks closer to pitting than Ajax. Those hards are going a long way, but his fuel looks to be just about done, whereas Ajax looks like he's maybe got one more lap left in the tank. We'll see at the end of this lap if he pits. Edgar has lots of fuel left. He's pitted again. This is his first flying lap after his second pit stop. He sits on mediums as it stands. So Ajax chooses not to pit for one more lap. As his fuel goes red, I would imagine he'll be into the pits at the end of this one. We can see the track has been getting darker all race long. We are racing into the night here in Interlagos. What a track this is. I've heard rumors IndyCar is going to race here at some point. Nothing confirmed as of yet, as far as I'm aware. But granted, there's been rumors for years that IndyCar is going to go to Mexico City and Brazil and here and there and everywhere. I mean, who knows if it's ever really going to happen. IndyCar's management is sketchy at best, so... Ajax leads the way. He'll be into the pits at the end of this lap. Gasman did pit at the end of last lap. He's on softs now as he comes out in 4th. He's not too far back from Tamo. Tamo has also pitted twice now, though. He's on the mediums now, as is Edgar. So Edgar and Tamo have both fulfilled all of their tire requirements. They can drive on whatever they would like to the end. Oh, Ajax, wait, whoa. Ajax has continued for another lap. His mediums are dead. His fuel is disappearing. But he feels he can do one more lap on this tire, on this fuel. So he will maintain the lead for another lap. He'll do 20 laps on a set of mediums to begin this race. Edgar continues on his way. He'll be wondering, when is Ajax going to pit? Edgar goes to the inside of Bunnies. Makes the position nicely, has a bit of a snap going into turn 2, but he's through nicely now. Tamo in 3rd. Where is Gasman in comparison? Gasman's fresh softs should pay dividends for him now. Where's Speckmere in comparison? All 3 Group 1s not overly far apart, except for Ajax, but of course Ajax about to pit. We'll see where he is in comparison. I would expect to see him coming out somewhere in between Edgar and Tamo. I don't think he'll be able to quite keep the lead off the back of his pit stop, but I do think he can just about stay ahead of Tamo. Where's Gasman going to be, though, when Bunnies is in the way, but when Ajax comes out of the pits? Because Gasman is looking to see if he can be ahead of Tamo as well. Tamo goes to the outside of Bunnies on the entry. Gasman goes to the inside on the exit. That turns into the outside here, but he swoops around nicely down the hill. Now they're going to climb back up that hill. In fact, they're going to climb up a much larger hill now. As Gasman follows Tamo along, Ajax is refueling now. He is indeed in the pits. He will have changed his tires. He's refueling as well. Gasman to the inside. Can he make the move at turn 1? Yes, he can, and he is up into 3rd position for the time being. Ajax there on the inside of the corner, coming through the pit exit. Gasman makes it 2nd position. Tamo here, and I was almost right with my predictions. Ajax is just behind Tamo. So Ajax in 4th, Speckmere in 5th. Wendigo is 6th as it stands. Ajax is 7th. Of course, that is 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in class, 6th, 7th, and 8th, respectively. So Matt Psycho is trying to close in on Bunnies. It's great to see Matt Psycho back in SNL and fighting for a podium now. He really is well and truly back, as we appear to have lost Bondimus from this race now as well, I'm noticing. Down to 11 people in this race, unfortunately, and Bondimus nowhere to be seen. So that's both of the Stiff Shifters cars out of this race, unfortunately. So we've got one Toyota Gazoo car in this race. We've got two Velocity Racing cars, two Enduro Maxes, two Blues Brothers, two Darkest Horses, one Shell Racing, one Eiffel 65, and zero Stiff Shifters. Edgar leads the way in this race, but in the championship as well. He is, of course, going to be crowned champion. He already has been, really. We know he is the champion. Nobody can beat him mathematically. But at the end of this season, we'll put the metaphorical crown on his head and let him have that title at least until the end of next season. And who knows, maybe Ajax will be able to take victory in the season. He got second in Season 1. He's looking on track to get third or fourth this season as he goes to the inside of Sutkus there. And that was looking tricky to get past the Group 3, with Tamo also trying to get through at the same time. Maybe it'll be Edgar again next season. Maybe Gasman will finally be able to take it. Could Tamo get his first? It would be his first championship in all of SNL. Maybe Bunnies will return to Group 1 and try to retake the crown. Who knows? There are a number of things that could happen. I don't even think we know when Season 3 of Endurance is happening yet, so probably best not to speculate just yet on who could win the championship. What we know for sure is that Edgar wins this season, and Wendigo looks ever comfortable in his fight to take the crown as well. In Group 3, it's looking like it's going to be Wendigo, and Ben is going to have to let go of the number 1. Ben has won with the number 1 now in Le Mans, of course. He's not just a Porsche 911 specialist, he's won in the Supra as well. He's won in a Formula X car a number of times as well now, rapidly turning himself into one of the most dangerous drivers in Formula X. Dangerous in terms of his ability to come out of nowhere with immense pace at any given round and win. I mean, his Tokyo Expressway performances the past couple seasons have been nothing short of fantastic. He showed up to Montreal and won that race with flying colors in Formula X. As a Canadian, I do hope we go back to Montreal again soon in SNL, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll need an appropriate season for it to slot into. Chloe through turn 3. Probably feeling a little bit lonely now. Wendigo will be extremely lonely at the moment. I think every single person in Group 3 is going to be feeling pretty lonely right now. There's exclusively immense gaps between them. Speckmere might be feeling a tiny bit lonely, but he'll know he's not crazy far behind Ajax, who sits very close to Tamo. They are nose to tail, in fact. Gasman pulling away from this duo just a tiny bit, but really not much. It wouldn't even take a big mistake for him to be thrown back into the action of these two. It would only take a small mistake to do that. A couple of missed apexes, for example. You never know what's going to happen in SNL. Who knows, maybe Specmere could win this race. He may sit last at the moment in the Group 1 category, but who's to say he can't beat Edgar? I mean, the gap between him and Edgar, considering that's first to last, is not particularly huge. Gasman into the pits. Ajax will take third, Tamo second, Specmere fourth for the time being, as Gasman waits to refuel and waits to replace tires. Or his pit crew wait for this, at least. He is trundling down the pit lane himself. Inside Ajax's car, does he have an opportunity on Tamo soon? Tamo wide out of turn 7. Ajax able to close up just a little bit here with that mistake from Tamo. Gasman comes out of the pits. 100% fuel on mediums. So Wendigo comes through the final proper corner. Ben, is not superbly far behind him now, but Ben will be pitting in the next couple of laps. Aloy sits third at the moment, Matt Psycho a little ways behind him, and still somehow all the Group 3s will be less completely lonely, but they will be still a bit lonely. As Ajax dropping a little bit further back from Tamo. Latter half of that lap did not go how he wanted while we were looking at the Group 3s. I love seeing the lights on that steering wheel, and for some reason, the guy's fingers flicking way up every time he upshifts. That's a little bit of a strange one, but hey, you use your fingers how you want, you know? I just find it bizarre that we keep seeing a shadow of fingers flicking up from the steering wheel. It's a bit strange. He's doing some big lifts and coasts, is Ajax. So, being very cautious here to get past Wendigo without incident. And of course, we already only have about 20 minutes left in this race. It's Edgar who leads the way. Medium tires on his car, the Toyota Gazoo livery. He's won the Drivers' Championship. We know his teammate isn't winning the Drivers' Championship himself because he's not in this race. But they have, though, won the Constructors' Championship. Edgar will win both championships he can. Glimicision will win one of the two championships he can. Been a pretty successful season for this team. Of course, last season in Endurance, we did not yet have teams. This is our first season having teams in Endurance. And personally, I think it's been quite a success. I'd be curious to know what all of the drivers think, but personally, I think it's been quite a success. It's been very cool having teammates between the two classes. I mean, it's made for some interesting stories with a double win for Velocity Racing in Le Mans, for example. Tamo under a little bit less pressure from Ajax now, the Canadian driver, trying to stick with the Lithuanian. But his Lithuanian dominance once again 1-2 for them at the moment. Ajax will see what he can do, but will it be enough? Specmere sits fourth as it stands. Gasman a ways back. Sutkus in the pits, refueling. A lovely view of his car here with the lights shining bright at it. Number 83. Comes out of the pits now. Better part of a lap behind Ben at the moment. Bunny's coming to the end of lap 25. Ben not superbly far behind him. See, you can see Ben in the background there for just a moment. Matt Psycho exiting turn 3. Edgar into the pits now. That's our race leader into the pits on the mediums. Or off of the mediums, I should say. What will he put on, though? Tammo continues on his way, as does Ajax. Tammo will usurp the lead of the race. Ajax second.